There are losses we expect as we grow older, strength, speed, perhaps the sharpness of memory, but there is one loss that arrives quietly, unnoticed at first, yet deeply personal: hair. You run your fingers through it one morning and more comes out than before. A strand on the pillow, a clump in the comb. You smile, pretending it's nothing. But something in you shifts, not because of vanity, but because that hair held memories, identity, dignity. You look in the mirror and no longer see the version of yourself you remember, the one who stood tall, the one who felt strong. Now, each thinning patch whispers, "You are fading." But that voice is not truth. It is fear. Hair loss in old age is not just a cosmetic issue. It touches the spirit. It makes people withdraw from photos, from gatherings, even from their own reflection. It feels like something precious is slipping away and nothing can bring it back. I have seen this pain. I have listened to it in silence. And I'm here to say there is still a way, not a quick fix, not a miracle, but a return to the body, to patience, to care. In this journey, I will walk with you, 7 simple ways, 7 doors back to vitality, back to presence, back to yourself. Let us begin. Method 1, boiling grapefruit peel. The scent of memory. There is a scent that lingers in the hearts of many. The peel of grapefruit, sharp, fresh, slightly bitter, yet comforting. In many Asian households, it was once common to see a pot simmering on the stove, filled not with food, but with peels. The room would fill with a fragrance that seemed to clean more than just the air. It touched something deeper. Today, we return to that pot, but not just to remember, to begin again. 2. Grapefruit peel contains natural oils, especially limonene and pectin, compounds known for their ability to stimulate hair follicles, reduce inflammation on the scalp, and improve the thickness and shine of hair. Modern research supports what our elders knew instinctively. This fruit, often discarded, carries healing power in its skin. But beyond the chemistry, there is something else. The ritual, to gather the peel, to boil the water, to wait, then to let it cool slowly. This is not a task, it is a pause, a meditation disguised as preparation. When the water is ready, you do not simply wash your hair, you anoint it. You pour it over your scalp as though watering a sacred tree. You do not rush, you feel, you breathe. You can do this 2 or 3 times a week. Add lemongrass or basil leaves for a deeper effect, or mulberry leaves if available. Each ingredient is a companion. Each one softens the scalp, soothes the skin, encourages new strands to take root. This practice requires no expensive products, only time, only attention. But that is where healing often begins, not in force, but in the space we make for it. Let this be more than hygiene. Let it be a moment of return to self, to stillness, to the gentle voice within that says, "You are still growing." Caution, avoid pouring the water while it is hot. Lukewarm is best. And if your hair is naturally dry, once or twice a week is enough. Nature works best when we listen. Method 2, coconut oil, a warm embrace for tired roots. There are touches that heal more than medicine, not because they fix, but because they care. Warm coconut oil is one of them. In many cultures, the act of oiling the hair was more than routine. It was love expressed through hands. A grandmother seated behind her granddaughter, fingers gently massaging the scalp, oil slowly seeping into each strand. No rush, no noise, just presence. Coconut oil contains vitamin E, lauric acid, and medium-chain fatty acids. These nutrients penetrate deep into the hair shaft, nourishing from within. They strengthen weak roots, reduce breakage, and restore shine to dull strands. Scientific studies confirm its ability to reduce protein loss from hair, a major cause of brittleness in aging. But the benefit goes beyond biology. When we age, our hair often becomes dry, not just because of time, but because the oil of life itself feels distant. The warmth of coconut oil is a reminder life still flows, healing is still possible. Here is how to begin. Warm a small amount of coconut oil. It should feel like skin temperature, comforting, never hot. Rub it between your palms and begin to massage your scalp gently for about 10 minutes. Not with force, but with care. Circular motions from the temples to the crown, from the nape to the forehead. Then wrap your head with a warm towel or simply rest for 30 minutes. Let the oil speak to your skin. Let it soften what has become tight. Let it awaken what has gone dormant. Afterward, rinse with a mild herbal shampoo. Do this 2 to 3 times a week. This is not just about hair. This is about restoring a rhythm of self-respect, of slowness, of noticing the body not as a problem, but as a friend. What grows through this ritual is not just stronger hair, but a gentler way of being. You are not fixing yourself, you are tending to yourself. Let the oil remind you, softness is strength, warmth is healing, and care, even when simple, is never wasted. Method 3, ginger, waking the roots with fire and stillness. Some healing begins not with softness, but with fire. Ginger is one of nature's warmest gifts. Its scent stirs the breath, its touch awakens. When applied to the scalp, it does not whisper, it calls. And sometimes what is dormant in us needs not silence, but a gentle flame. Within each knotted root of ginger lies gingerol, a compound known to improve blood circulation. When applied to the scalp, it stimulates the tiny vessels that feed the hair follicles, many of which have grown quiet with age. This boost in circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients where they are needed most. Ginger is also antimicrobial, helping to reduce dandruff, irritation, and itchiness that often block healthy growth. But beyond these scientific truths lies a deeper lesson. To rub ginger on your scalp is to say to your body, wake up. Not harshly, but with courage. It is a reminder that even in aging, there is heat, there is movement, there is life. Here is how you may practice. Take a small piece of fresh ginger, peel and crush it gently until the juices begin to release. Using clean fingers, apply this pulp to the areas of your scalp where hair is thinning. Massage with light pressure for 5 to 10 minutes. You may feel warmth, even a slight tingling. This is the body responding. Let it rest for another 20 to 30 minutes. During this time, breathe deeply. Allow the warmth to spread, not just across the scalp, but inward into your sense of self. Then rinse gently with lukewarm water and mild shampoo. Practice this once or twice a week. Caution: ginger is potent. If your scalp is highly sensitive or has open wounds, do not apply. Always test a small area first. This is not a method of force, it is a call to presence. Ginger does not force the hair to grow, it invites it, just as life cannot be commanded but can be welcomed. You may not see immediate change, but something will begin to shift. The roots, the blood, the belief that healing is still possible, even now. Sometimes we only need to remember that warmth still lives in us, that beneath every quiet surface, something stirs, waiting for our permission to rise. Let ginger be your permission. Method 4, sacred steam, washing the hair with lemongrass and holy basil. There are scents that do not simply please the nose, they soften the mind. Lemongrass and holy basil, known in many traditions as simple garden herbs, carry more than fragrance. Their steam once filled village homes, not only to cleanse the scalp, but to calm the spirit. The elders knew when the mind is tense, the body withdraws, and when the body withdraws, even the roots of the hair retreat. Stress, more than time, often lies at the root of hair loss. When the nervous system is agitated, when sleep is broken, breath is shallow, and thoughts are restless, the scalp responds. Blood flow decreases, the skin tightens, the follicles close. This is where lemongrass and holy basil come in, not only as herbal remedies, but as companions in calming the storm. Lemongrass contains citral and geraniol, compounds that have antifungal and antibacterial properties. Holy basil, or Ocimum sanctum, is rich in eugenol, a natural anti-inflammatory. Together, they clean the scalp gently, soothe irritation, and reduce the invisible tension that can block new growth. The preparation is simple. Take a handful of fresh lemongrass or basil leaves, or both. Rinse them. Place them into a pot of water and bring to a gentle boil. Let the herbs simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. As the steam rises, inhale slowly. Let it settle into you. Then allow the water to cool until it is warm to the touch. Use this infused water to rinse your hair. You may also soak a towel in it and wrap it around your scalp like a crown of calm. Practice this ritual 2 or 3 times a week, especially in the evening. Do not expect dramatic results overnight, but feel the difference in how your scalp breathes, how your heart feels quieter, how your hands move slower, more lovingly. Caution: if you have sensitive skin, try a diluted version first. Always check the temperature before applying. In this practice, it is not the herb alone that heals, but your presence with it. Your willingness to pause, to pour, to breathe, to wash the hair is often a forgotten task. But here, it becomes a sacred act, a return to gentleness, a restoration of rhythm, a moment of healing disguised as routine. Let the scent guide you back, not just to hair health, but to yourself. Method 5. Aloe vera, cooling the scalp, cleansing the spirit. There is something sacred about simplicity. A green leaf, split open, clear gel, soft and cool. No perfume, no noise, just purity. Aloe vera is a plant that offers without asking. Its touch is calm, its healing is quiet. As we age, the scalp often becomes a battlefield of subtle imbalance. Dry skin, buildup of dead cells, slow renewal. These are not loud problems. They do not scream, but over time, they block what was once flowing. Hair stops growing not always because it cannot, but because it no longer knows how to break through. Aloe vera contains enzymes that help break down dead skin cells, clearing the path for hair follicles to breathe again. It is also rich in vitamins A, B, C, and E, which nourish both the scalp and the strands. Its anti-inflammatory and hydrating properties make it especially valuable for older skin, gentle enough to soothe, strong enough to support renewal. But more than its chemical gifts, aloe vera teaches something deeper. That softness can cleanse, that healing can be simple. To begin, take a fresh aloe vera leaf, slice it lengthwise and scoop out the clear gel. Apply this gel directly to your scalp, cool, unhurried. Use your fingertips to spread it evenly, massaging gently in small circular motions. Feel its coolness not just on the skin, but in your breath, your thoughts. Let it sit for about 30 minutes. This is not waiting, it is resting. You may close your eyes, you may say nothing. That too is part of the treatment. Then rinse with lukewarm water and a mild herbal shampoo. Do this twice a week. Let consistency become your quiet discipline. Caution: always test a small patch of gel before full application, especially if your skin is sensitive. Use only fresh, clean gel, free from additives. In many ways, aloe is a mirror. It does not fight, it does not force, it simply clears what no longer serves and supports what longs to grow. We often think of healing as effort, but sometimes it is about stepping aside, letting nature remind the body what it already knows. Let the gel teach you. Clarity comes when we allow stillness. Growth begins when we remove what is in the way. And in this soft green ritual, you are not just tending to your scalp, you are practicing trust. Trust in the process, trust in the body, trust in yourself. Method 6. Foti Heisho Wu, nourishing from the root within. Some healing begins far beneath the surface, where water does not reach, where hands cannot touch. There, deep in the blood, in the marrow of aging, lies the quiet source of vitality. And to tend to it, we must look inward. In traditional Chinese medicine, there is an herb known as Heisho Wu or Foti. Its name means black-haired mister. He, a tribute to the legend of a man who regained his youthful vitality and dark hair after taking this root daily. Myth or metaphor, the meaning remains. What nourishes us deeply can restore what seems lost. Foti is believed to nourish the liver and kidneys, the organs associated with vitality and longevity. It is rich in zinc, iron, and lecithin, all of which support healthy blood and hair regeneration. Studies suggest it may extend the anagen, growth phase of the hair cycle, helping hair stay fuller, longer. But more than a supplement, Foti is a reminder that hair is not only what grows on the scalp, it is what flows in the blood. It reflects the health of the whole system, not just the skin above it. To take Foti is to begin a deeper journey. You may drink it as a tea, boil it with black beans, or take it in capsule form, always under guidance. This is not a method for the impatient. Results may take weeks, even months. But during that time, something else grows. The discipline of tending to your body like a sacred vessel. Take your dose in the morning with warm water. Let it become part of your rhythm, like prayer, like breath. Caution: Foti is not for everyone. If you have liver conditions or are taking medications, consult a trained herbalist or physician before use. Never exceed the recommended dosage. Nature heals gently, but it must be respected. This root is not magic. It will not erase age, but it may help restore balance. And from balance, new strength may rise. So often we look outside for answers, but some medicines work best from within, in the silence of the blood, in the steadiness of commitment, in the quiet belief that healing does not always need to be seen to be real. Let Foti teach you this, that roots, when nourished deeply, can give rise to life again, even after seasons of stillness. Method 7, wooden comb and daily scalp massage, the ritual of returning. There are moments in the day that ask nothing from us except presence. Brushing the hair is often rushed, overlooked, even forgotten. Yet when done with care, it becomes more than grooming. It becomes a ritual, a quiet, daily way to return to oneself. The scalp, like the soil of a garden, responds to touch. When we gently stimulate it, we awaken the roots beneath. Blood begins to flow more freely. Oxygen travels to follicles, nutrients follow, and slowly, new life is invited to begin. Using a wooden comb amplifies this practice. Unlike plastic or metal, wood does not generate static electricity. It glides smoothly, respecting both the scalp and the strands. It carries no cold edge, only the warmth of something once living, now shaped by hand, offered back in service. To begin, choose a comb made of natural wood with rounded, wide teeth. In the morning, before the rush, take 5 minutes. Sit, breathe, start at the forehead and move back to the nape slowly, evenly, then from the sides toward the crown. Let each stroke be a breath. Let each pass be a moment of calm. Repeat the same practice before sleep, not for beauty, for stillness, for rhythm. If desired, add gentle massage with your fingertips afterward, small circular movements across the scalp, not pressing hard, but with steady intention. Just 5 more minutes. These 10 minutes a day may not seem powerful, but like a drop of water falling on stone, consistency transforms. Scientific studies have shown that scalp massage increases hair thickness over time. It improves vascular function, reduces tension, and may extend the hair growth cycle. But beyond science, this practice teaches presence, teaches touch, teaches care without urgency. Caution: avoid sharp-toothed combs. If hair is fragile, comb gently to prevent breakage. Never brush wet hair aggressively. This ritual is not loud. It brings no applause, yet day by day it rebuilds something quietly lost. The connection between hands and head, effort and ease, care and healing. When we touch our own scalp with mindfulness, we tell the body, I am still here with you. And sometimes that is all it needs to begin again. Let each stroke be a prayer. Let each breath be a seed. And let your hair, in its own time, remember how to grow. Sometimes what you remove matters more than what you apply. A plant does not thrive simply because of the fertilizer. It thrives when the weeds are pulled, when the soil is cleared, when the sunlight is allowed to reach it without obstruction. In the same way, your hair, your body, your spirit requires not only nourishment, but also the removal of what hinders its natural rhythm. Let us speak then of the things that quietly interfere with the process of renewal, things often dismissed as harmless, yet which carry weight over time. To allow your hair to grow, sometimes you must first let go. 1. avoid cold water at night. There is a time for coolness, but not when the body is winding down for rest. Washing your hair with cold water late in the evening may feel refreshing for a moment, but for the aging body, it causes the blood vessels in the scalp to constrict. This reduces circulation when it is most needed for repair. Your body at night is preparing to restore itself. Sudden cold on the head disrupts that flow. If you must wash in the evening, use warm, not hot water. Better still, wash earlier and allow the scalp to dry fully before sleep. This is not superstition, it is rhythm. It is respect for the cycles of the body. 2. Avoid harsh chemical shampoos. Many commercial shampoos promise volume, shine, and youth, but within them are compounds that do the opposite over time. Sulfates, parabens, synthetic fragrances. These strip the scalp of natural oils, irritate aging skin, and damage delicate follicles. The scalp is a sacred surface. What you place upon it should be chosen with care. Turn instead to gentle herbal cleansers, free of foam, but rich in balance. Use ingredients your ancestors would recognize. Simpler is often safer. Always read the label. If the words sound like a laboratory rather than a garden, step away. 3. Avoid nutritional deficiencies. Your hair is not separate from what you eat. It is formed, strand by strand, from the nutrients you send into your bloodstream. Without sufficient protein, zinc, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids, the hair begins to thin. Growth slows, shedding increases. For many elders, especially those who eat less or follow restrictive diets, silent deficiencies become a hidden root of hair loss. Return to whole foods. Include eggs, nuts, green vegetables, lentils, and seeds. Consider black sesame, pumpkin seeds, and cooked greens as part of your regular meals. This is not just about hair. It is about remembering that nourishment is still necessary, even in later years, especially in later years. 4. Avoid stress and chronic sleep deprivation. Perhaps the most overlooked obstacle to growth is the tension we carry silently. When the mind is burdened by worry, by unresolved grief, by years of pressure, the body responds. Cortisol rises, inflammation increases, sleep becomes shallow, and the delicate systems responsible for hair renewal go into retreat. Many people believe they are simply too old to grow hair again. In truth, it is often not age, but exhaustion. You do not need to eliminate stress completely. Life will always have its edges, but you can learn to soften your response. Meditate before sleep, walk in silence, breathe deeply 5 times slowly before your first bite of food. Disconnect from screens at least 1 hour before bed. Your sleep is the sacred time when growth happens without effort. To protect it is to honor your healing. Let go of harsh self-judgment. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, release the belief that you are too late, too old, or too damaged. Hair, like spirit, responds not just to chemistry, but to care. If every stroke of the comb is filled with frustration, your body hears it. If every time you look in the mirror, you repeat the words, "It's hopeless," your cells receive that message too. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love. Not with false praise, but with quiet respect. Say instead, "I am tending, I am restoring, I am returning to rhythm." Because growth is not measured only in inches of hair, but in the kindness with which you live inside your skin. A gentle summary for daily practice. To support your hair's natural growth, use warm water, never cold, especially at night. Choose herbal, natural shampoos. Eat whole, nourishing foods rich in protein and minerals. Prioritize rest, deep sleep, and peace of mind. Release the harsh voice within and speak with compassion. These are not rules, they are invitations, and every day you have a new opportunity to respond. Healing is not a destination, it is the way you walk. So clear the soil, make space, and watch without pressure how life remembers its way back to you. Hair is often seen as something external, a part of appearance, a detail, but for many, especially in later years, it becomes something more, a symbol, a quiet mirror, a thread that connects us to who we once were and who we are still becoming. Throughout this journey, I have not promised magic, no instant fixes, no empty hope. What I have offered are rituals, simple, slow, and rooted, ways of touching your body with care, ways of speaking to yourself with patience, ways of remembering that growth does not end when age arrives. To regrow hair is not just to change the scalp, it is to reawaken a relationship with your body, your breath, your presence. It is to say, I am still here, I still matter. So whether you choose grapefruit peels or warm oil, a wooden comb or gentle herbs, remember, the method is only part of the path. The rest comes from how you walk it, with consistency, with calm, with compassion. Let each practice become a quiet vow. Let each moment of care be a return, not just to hair health, but to your own wholeness. You have not missed your chance. You have simply arrived at the right time to begin again. And if you listen closely, kindly, you may hear it, a root stirring beneath the surface, a body remembering how to bloom, a life still growing quietly from within.